I think that the other thing that most people don't consider is the prep time or the creative fatigue that comes with like constantly having to curate a menu. Well, I know what I have for breakfast is listening to cereal. For lunch, I might go to Chipotle. I might go to whatever the place is. We'll take some of that Chipotle. But, when you start thinking about where these things and kind of the freedom to choose, it really can be an overwhelming thing, which causes some people to shut down and just go for whatever's most convenient, or to delay the decision until now it's something that's just, they're so hungry that they don't care. And when we talk about food quality, or basically like micronutrient density, vitamins, minerals, stuff like that, they're going to choose maybe a couple slices of pizza or the whole pizza over, having something like a chicken Caesar salad or something like that. So I think that it can be helpful from you're going to eat this many times this week. This is what you need to do to prepare that. And if you do it enough, it's kind of like a workout. You get used to preparing that thing. And so when people take that creative fatigue, I don't have to worry about it. This is what I'm eating. And they branch it off and they cycle through that. Sometimes that can actually really help alleviate some anxiety around like, I don't know how to hit these, which I think actually might not be the worst idea when people are just getting started. Like, hey, here's a couple meal ideas. Piece them together how you want. And I think that's actually a pretty good blend between rigid and flexible dieting practices.
Yeah, with AI today, that's a really useful tool, that giving it parameters of what you want to help build your, like, here's what I need today.
Mm-hmm.
It does a really good job as long as you understand the call it guardrails for the day.
Yeah.
And that's a great way to give yourself, call it guidance, but also you can wake up every other day and like, hey, I want to do something different today. I do like, and it gives you that. And that's always something that's just kind of, if a friend asks me for something now at this point in time, that's typically my suggestion. Like, I'm not giving you a meal plan, but I'll give you the tools you can use to build your own meal plan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that, when we talk about what goes into making a meal plan for the people that don't really quite understand, and they hear this word thrown out a lot, and they're like, okay, well, what is a meal plan? I think I need one of those. I think I need to know what to eat, when I need to eat it. And frankly, most people, and I will say like 90% of people, don't achieve the goal they set out to. And so if we say that and we attribute that to confusion, a lack of accountability, poor structure, poor systems, like, we want to minimize those as much as possible. And so when we think about how to build a meal plan in a perfect world, and this is just, let me be very clear, unless you're a registered dietitian, you are not allowed to prescribe a meal plan to people, and you are certainly not allowed to use nutrition to alleviate any kind of health condition someone might be experiencing. That's beyond your scope of practice. And if you are trying to help someone with their thyroid, or do, a FODMAP diet or some of these advanced dieting protocols, and you're doing that to help someone's gut health, and you're not a GI or a gastroenterologist or a dietitian, you're opening yourself up to some pretty significant legal risk. And that's something that, just to clarify, you can give people ideas, but when you say you have to eat this at this time, there are certain credentials required, especially when it comes to special populations. So make sure you check your local statutes in your state, and make sure that, you don't open yourself up to unnecessary lawsuits or litigation. But what goes into creating a meal plan, you need to understand what your needs are physically, and then you need to understand what the nutrient needs are, and then that's where you craft menu items. I mean, that's pretty much it.